Yeah, well, first off, I feel the wind, because that was something that was like very apparent to me when I first went there, was the wind, and it just kind of it felt, very, very quiet, in terms of the only thing I could hear was just kind of this like howling of kind of the wind through my ears. This site was used by my ancestors for over 6,000 years, and so I think that shaped their way of life in terms of it being an important part of in lots of parts, their daily activities, using it as a hunting ground and also gathering place. When I'm there, it just makes me, think of like all the different footsteps that have traveled along these different paths, and because that was used as a buffalo jump, I remember just imagining, because there's kind of, when you look like west, it kind of goes up, and I just imagine at any moment feeling like there was going to be like bison running down that hilltop and just like stampeding. And I was just I remember waiting there, kind of imagining that, like, I wonder if it's going to happen. Yeah, so my work, I guess, could be described as, this kind of performative self-portrait, dreamlike imagery, and I usually explore themes around self and identity and how we form our sense of self through land, lineage, like history and culture. And a lot of my work is informed by my mixed cultural heritage. So I'm Nahio, or Plains Cree, and British and Dutch. And I bring lots of symbols and inspirations from cultural objects and stories and traditions from both sides of my cultures into my work, and explore some of these harder conversations and ideas of who I am through my images. Yeah, definitely. I feel like, ever since I was young, I didn't fit into either parts of my cultural background. So yeah, I've never felt like I fit in anywhere, and in lots of ways I'm very shy in that sense to do interviews and to feel like I can be someone that can speak to Indigenous issues sometimes, because I feel like I don't belong and that my voice isn't as important than someone who grew up surrounded by their traditions and their culture, and because I've had to learn that later in life. So this rock is a rock that's been sitting in this location for about 14,000 years, and it's this giant erratic that has basically slowly moved there over the last ice age, where ice would have just slowly carried it across the landscape. This rock would have been a really important rock. It would have been a trail marker for lots of travelers in the area, and it's also like a scratching pad for bison. So there's lots of kind of these indents in the rock, which are a sign that that's where the bison would have scratched up upon. But I see it as this kind of guardian that's kind of standing there, kind of almost a protector over the landscape. And it's seen a lot of history and seen a lot of people pass by. And within my photograph, it's part of that kind of, preserving that kind of memory of this place as well. Yeah, they're kind of answerless images. They're really questions that I'm kind of working through myself in the works, and they're kind of questions that I'm kind of posing out almost to the universe. I mean, I think that landscapes, there's just this buried knowledge in them that I think is just amazing. Yeah, definitely having a child of one's own. I just had a daughter last year. I mean, definitely makes you think of the world and your existence in a whole new way. And yeah, I think I want to pass on as much of our Plains Cree culture to her as I can. And so, she's also as knowledgeable as she can be about, our troubled history and not to be in the dark about, what has kind of happened, to our people.